Blockbusters, and not Blackbusters, as Ed Miliband called it in a tweet once. Leviathan of the ITV, late afternoon, early evening schedule, shout the 80s and early 90s. We want to talk about the remakes. Hosted by the legendary Bob Holness, great radio presenter that he was LBC Breakfast or something, amongst other things. And, of course, the James Bond on South African radio, and not playing the saxophone on Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street. 3 versions on the Amstrad. We'll start with the earliest. This is from 1985, as the graphic outfit tells us, from Maxon Software. And we are using the colour monitor, so that's easy enough. And here's the theme. Like Blockbusters if it had been on a really slow computer. There, the graphics. Now you'll notice, and it took me a while to work this out. The first time I recorded this, I completely cocked it up. On the TV version, Blue goes from left to right and has to answer at least 5 questions right to make a connection. And White goes top to bottom, needing 4, because White has 1 and Blue has 2 players. The Amstrad version, or this version of the game, is slightly different, in so much as White goes from left to right and Blue goes from top to bottom, as you'll see on the screen. And the first time I played this, I didn't realise, and did a line from top to bottom and didn't win. It's 2 players, and you play against a actual human. So not good if you're like me, you have no friends. So I'm playing against myself. We'll have 2 games in a set like the normal programme. On the trial version of this, I put level 2 for the questions. This time I've gone for 7, which is quite hard. And a lot harder than I thought, as you'll see with some of my answers, which are terrible. I'm not pretending to be that bloke off the chase or a mastermind champion. There's the board. Looks okay, you know, for 1985. And here are some questions. This is the first one I'll get wrong. You have a nice little countdown clock. So I got that wrong. Now, really, I should be making sure that the computer, or my other player, rather, doesn't win. But, well, I haven't. But I do win in the end. But this is Blockbusters. It's just like the TV programme, bar, as I say, White goes from left to right, Blue goes from top to bottom, and you only need 4 hexagons to win the game. The programme was brilliant. I used to love Blockbusters. The theme's great. No one has the TV version of the theme anywhere. Everyone has the library music version. No one seems to have a clean copy of that, despite looking for it everywhere. The title sequences were ace. The first one was a bit dull, with like things flying at you saying these are the subjects you will be doing. And the second one was like off Blade Runner. People who know me will be surprised to actually know what Blade Runner is. They don't watch many films. Well, there's a flashing white light, which means we've nearly won. Flying through Blade Runner-esque Blockbusters world. And of course they used to have these things in the studio, which you'll see on the next one. The little things above the on the set of like Zeus and stuff. If you go onto the UK Game Show's website, which is great, it gives you a list of them. Something like Hilda Ogden had one. The computer's blocked me, even though the computer, I keep forgetting, is me. I'm going to have to go a long way around this one now. As a matter of fact, I could of course have picked T there, but I'm pretending that I'm actually playing a game here. So see if we can win this first round of Blockbusters. And that's Blockbusters. Although, I don't know if I cut the theme off there, or it just cuts off at the end anyway. So here's round 2. It's exactly the same. I'll let you watch it in silence and see if you can be much better than me playing against myself, if you will. So anyway, I've won 2-0. Hooray for me. Do I wish to play another game? No. So the computer resets. Which is great. Now after you've won 2 rounds, what do you go on to? You go on to the gold run, of course, and this was a separate game. Again by Maxon. Don't know why I'm playing through this, because it's exactly the same as it was on the original game, I think. You can go back and check anyway. So Gold Run, it is Blockbusters, but the end game bit where you have to answer questions of more than one word with their initial letters. I'm actually rubbish at this. You can make it easy for yourself by giving yourself about 250 seconds, depending on which level you decide to pick when it asks you after it's loaded a set of questions for you to answer. It's actually, I don't know if it was just me, I found this quite tricky actually, some of the questions. You are playing as a player against the clock, so just 1 on this one. Now if you win, of course you get to win a Blockbuster dictionary and a rugby shirt and a trip parachuting in Paraguay or something. I think that's after 5 gold runs. Here we go. Here's the board. Now this is the proper Blockbusters board because you've got 5 questions to answer, much like the TV programme. But I completely just haven't got a clue about half of these questions. You only have to type in the first letter. See, I've got nobody. Oh, I got this one. This is about the only one I got, I think, on the first couple of goes. But I've given myself 180 odd seconds to get across, so this should be easy to do so. I ain't got a clue. Ancient cannon kept in Scotland. No idea. Now if I was writing this question and the second word is going to be run, I wouldn't put the word run in the actual script for the question, but there you go. OM, elderly spinster or a card game. Old maid, get in, that's Blockbusters. Give me the prizes now, Bob. I thought that was tricky, mainly because I might be thick. I am the champion. So that was the two Maxon games made of Blockbusters, but later on, TV games who did loads of these things, and we'll be playing a few of them later in this series, did another version, which is Ace, and here it is. You'll see some subtle differences in presentation, in so much as it looks a lot better than the version we've been playing before, but that was time. Zeus, there he is, all new Blockbusters. Even the logo is like the version off of the telly. And here's the board. For some reason, blue plays against red on this. Don't know why. Must be the colour thing. So just wait for the board to load completely. And there's a special treat in the bottom right hand corner. It's Bob! Now you can play against the computer on this one, but I always seem to get first dibs on answering the question. I don't know why that is. And you have a clock which gives you the time you have to answer the question before the computer gets to go. Here's the board, and now we are back to 5 across, 4 up. I think you have to go from side to side as well, which doesn't help. But there you go. And again, just like every other quiz game we've ever played, apart from Trivial Pursuit, which brilliantly used to give you the answer so you could cheat and go, yeah, I got that right. But here it is, it's Blockbusters. The presentation's a lot better, the questions are easier, but then again I'm on a different level, so it's not really fair to judge. But Bob's great, look at him move! This was the same thing they did for the Yes Prime Minister game, which if you've never played, it's quite a fun one. And you had the characters moving their heads on that as well, but there's a digitised Bob in the bottom of your screen. Very animated. It looks a bit like Max Headroom with his movements more than the real Bob Holness, but there you go. And that's Blockbusters. Very simple, and you can play it again if you want, but I quite enjoyed that. I thought it was a bit of fun. The thing with all these games, they're probably better playing against someone actually real, so you can bash the keys on the keyboard yourself. I remember playing, I've got like the Chase on me tablet, and it's quite good because you can play with a friend, and there's a bit of competitiveness about it. As time has moved on, whereas once we played Blockbusters and Countdown and Play Your Cards Right, now we can play Family Fortunes and The Chase and Tipping Point on your mobile phones. The more things change, the more things stay the same. That's Blockbusters on the Amstrad. It was quite good. 3 versions of it. Imagine that.